Hey y'all, welcome to my first video and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Moscow Mule and talk a little bit about my lifestyle journey. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So as I said, today we'll be making a Moscow Mule. We're going to need vodka, ginger beer, and lime. I'm going to make mine kind of strong, so I'll be using 2 ounces of your favorite vodka. My favorite vodka. I don't know what your favorite vodka is yet, but leave your favorite vodka in the comments below and I'll be sure to try them. So, 2 ounces of vodka. Pour it directly into the cup. A ½ ounce of lime juice. You don't have to be precise in your measurements, but for the best smelling, tasting cocktail, you want to be pretty close. So a ½ ounce of vodka, and we're going to use, it calls for 6 ounces, but I only use 4 ounces because like I said, I like my drink kind of strong. 4 ounces of ginger beer. And that's how you make a Moscow Mule. So simple and tasty. Hey y'all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey. My lifestyle journey started a little over or under 10 years ago. I was very naive and in it for a guy. It's always over a guy, right? So about 10 years ago, I had a very good friend of mine and he used to send me food porn all the time, and he was funny and well educated and just an awesome person all around. So one day I got drunk and started drunk texting and was like, I think I want to do some freaky stuff. And he was like, well, what do you consider freaky? And I was like, well, you know, I want to be spanked. I want my hair to be pulled and I want my ass to be ate. And this was a long time ago. So eating ass was not like an everyday thing like it seems to be now. It was a big deal. So he was like, well, let me tell you a little bit more about me. He was like, I'm in the BDSM lifestyle. And I'm like, what is that? And when he told me, I was like, oh no, that's for white people. And he was like, no, it's for all people. We exist, believe me. So I was like, okay, well, how do I get in? Like, I wanna do it. What's it about? And do I get to hit back? Cause you know that inner black girl was like, if a motherfucker hit me, I'ma hit him back. So long story short, he told me to get some literature and don't contact him until I got the books. And I was like, why can't I contact you? He's like, because I said so. And I was like, well, that's rude. And he was like, listen, do as I say, not as you want. So I was like, okay, fine. So I got the book list. It was like 3 books. Slavecraft was one. And there was 2 others. I'll put them in the description box down below. And I read the books, and I'm talking about I read these books in like a weekend, maybe 4 days tops. I was really into everything they were telling me. I wanted to contact him, and I just wanted to get it all done and do all the things. So I read 2 of the books, and I texted him and I said, I'm down 2 books. And he was like, is that what I told you to do? And I was like, no, sir. And he was like, he said something. He said something. It was a very long time ago. He said something, and he was like, don't get punished before you know what you're being punished for. Or don't get punished before you understand what punishment is. And I was like all excited because, you know, punishment to me was like whipping ass. That's all I knew was a little spanking because I hadn't read up on the 3rd book. So anyway, long story short, maybe 3 months later, I petitioned him to be his. And he accepted my petition, granted that I continue to educate myself in the lifestyle. And I was like, okay, I was very eager. I wanted to know all the things. So we started our dynamic, and I didn't know what I was asking for when I asked to be his the first time. a few years went by. I went to events and conferences and munches. I got to know people, asked questions. I got to know a very good slave that became my sister in the lifestyle later. Big ups to Rosie. And she was in the lifestyle for maybe 20 years at the time already. Something crazy like that, like 10, 15 years, something. She was well versed. And she became a mentor of sorts. But that bitch, let me tell you, Rosie is white and she do WPS. I'm still working on my limits. I don't have a lot of them anymore, but when I came into the lifestyle, I had a laundry list of limits. And now it's kind of like a dusting, but I still have a few. I digress. Back to, okay, so Lord Lex, rest in peace, and I were together for years. And a tragedy happened and our relationship was not strong enough at the time to overcome it. So we broke up for a few months. And this was the time where I learned the most about myself, like after he and I broke up. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with coming into the lifestyle under someone or as a charge. I would not change a thing about my journey thus far. But there are different ways to come into the lifestyle. And I had to taste my drink, y'all. It's good. And I wish that people would stop putting so much weight on being owned, because I learned so much about myself being single in the scene. And that is a book as well that you guys should definitely get if you have not read it yet. A Wonderful Woman Bliss wrote the book, and it's an awesome book. So being single in the scene, I learned so much about me, just what I like, what I identified as, what my limits were going to be from then on. A lot of my limits were based off of what my prior dominant did not like, and it doesn't read me. It's not me. I don't base my likes and dislikes off of anyone else's, but I had at the time. And while we were separated, I learned that not only was I submissive, I was a baby girl. A baby girl to my core. Like, that is my baseline, is baby girl. Like, if I am nothing else, I am a baby girl. And it's so funny because in my vanilla life at work, they call me baby girl. Like, that's just my nickname at work. So it just fits. And I didn't realize that before because my prior had a thing about littles and age play that he didn't really like. But when we broke up, that's when I realized that I'm picture book baby girl. So I also learned a lot of different kinks that I was into that my prior wasn't well versed in, like fire play and fire massage and cupping, wax play. He didn't do the wax play. Rope, anything with bondage and rope that we hadn't done prior. Is when I learned that I liked all these things. And some people was like, oh, is she frenzy? And no, I wasn't frenzy. I was exploring. There's a difference between a frenzy and exploration. You know, I had my wits about me. I wasn't pressed to do anything. And I still had my sister to guide me in check-ins. You know, when I was going to play with anyone privately or publicly, she would check in with me and make sure, you know, the thing went well and I was okay and home safe. All the things that you need in a partner in this lifestyle, especially if you're not protected or are single. You definitely need a check-in buddy. That's important to have. That probably was the reason I didn't have any consent violations during my entire journey. I always made sure that the people knew that I had a buddy to check in, and if I didn't check in by this time, they call the police. They knew where I was or something, you know, not that dramatic all the time, but it's necessary. It's a nice safety net to have. So she's so important in my life, even to this day. Yeah, I love her to death. So months went by, maybe a year and a half went by, and Lord Lex and I started to talk again. And our dynamic, our relationship, everything was built on friendship. So that was always going to be there. You know, no boundaries have been crossed that betrayed our friendship. So, or even if they were or did, boundaries were crossed, our friendship was strong enough to bounce back from it. So that was so important to me. So we started to talk and reunite. And about 3 months after us reuniting, I asked him, you know, I petitioned him again to be my dominant. And it was so crazy because when I petitioned him the first time, I thought I knew what I was giving. And I thought I knew what I was offering. But I had no freaking clue. The longer I was in the lifestyle, the longer my journey was, and the more I educated myself. And, you know, my journey was something that I did in the beginning. And now it is just a part of who I am, you know. It's like an onion. The lifestyle is like an onion. There are so many layers. And once you go past a certain point in your education and educating yourself about what it is that we do and why we do it, there's no going back. Of course, you have kinksters and people that are in it for the fetish and the kink and the service and the glitz and glamour and fantasy of it all. But you also have people that are spiritually and solely connected to what it is that we do. When I offered myself the second time, I offered so much more than obedience. I offered so much more than domestic and administrative and any other kind of service I was given. I offered all of me, like everything, my last being, all my decision making. It was a total power exchange. I went in knowing exactly what I was giving up, and I didn't feel like I was giving up anything. That's the most important part for me. I gained a leader. You know, I was still me. The first time I petitioned Lord Lex, I gave him what I thought he wanted. I gave him service. I gave him obedience. I gave him, you know, promises and everything that you give when you ask to belong to someone. But the second time that I petitioned Lord Lex, I gave him all of me, mind, body, and soul. My obedience was second nature. And I'm not saying that it was easy. It was second nature. It wasn't my nature. It was second nature. But I gave so much more. The exchange of our authority, you know, I gave him complete authority over who I was and who I wanted to become. And unfortunately, you know, we did promise each other forever, and forever doesn't last as long as you think it will all the time. So he passed a few years ago. I was still his charge when he passed, and it was devastating. When I tell you I had to relearn how to live my life, I mean, like, literally everything I had to relearn. And it wasn't as hard physically and mentally, but emotionally it tore me apart. And I had to rebuild who I was without him. I knew who I was under him. I was steadfast. I knew I was a submissive. I knew I was service oriented. I knew I was very obedient. I knew all of the key things, but I knew how to take care of myself, but I didn't want to, and I didn't for months. I was just out of it for months and months and months, maybe even the first year. But when you lose a partner in a dynamic, it is never easy. You know, some people say that what it is that we do is deeper than vanilla relationships, and I don't know. I I loved hard all the time, but I was never taken care of to this extent as I was under Lord Lex. So I had to relearn how to live without him. And the first year I was like, I would never serve again. I would never be under anyone. I don't want this life anymore. You know, it was taken away from me. I didn't give it up, but I don't want it anymore. And then, you know, you wake up each day and a little by little, like tiny by tiny, each day it's easier to wake up. And you don't have to remember the loss as much as you do the day before. It still hurts. It hurts to this day. Like, pictures pop up on Facebook and it's like a dagger through my heart sometimes. And sometimes it's so joyous, you know, the memories that I've made and the people that I've met and just the love that Lord Lex and I shared, you know, Sir and I shared, is irreplaceable. And that's perfectly okay. You know, he gave me forever. Forever just doesn't last always for some people. You know, my forever is a little different than his forever, but he gave me exactly what he promised me, and for that I will always be gracious. So that year went past, and then the next year, you know, I was like, you know, let me see if I want to serve. Let me see who I am without him. And I woke up day by day and I still had the need to serve. And I served my community and I served different people in different ways. And it was fulfilling for a while. And I never thought I would play again. And then I went to the weekend reunion, and some of my family in kink, you know, we had scenes and they were so patient and kind. And they checked up on me before the scene. They checked up on me after the scene. My sister and I could not expel the gratitude that we have for the community, because that's what it is. It's a community. This is a family, a chosen family. And I had a scene with my uncle and it was freaking amazing. It made me realize how much I miss being in the lifestyle, like being actively in the lifestyle. Being in the scene is just a part of who I am, you know, and I'm okay with it. And it's crazy because I hear people on their journey and they're like, why do I like this? Why am I so different from other people? And you're not. There's so many of us out there that you just have to find us. We exist. Like, of every creed, every color, every gender. Listen, we are here. We are here. Find us. And that was the event that showed me that I was not ready to be out of this lifestyle. Like, this is a part of me. I'm a part of it, and the cycle goes. So then, a few months later, later in the fall, so this was in early summer, this is in late fall, I was invited to do an interrogation scene. And I was like, you know what, I've only played once in the last year, well, at one event in the last year. I don't know if I'm ready for this. And my sister was like, fucking do it. Like, you're a tough guy, you can handle it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I'm kind of shy when it comes to playing with people that I don't know, but I did trust the person that was putting the scene together, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I was hanging up in the friend's basement. Okay, so we had a little pre-chat first, but the gist of it was I was hanging up in a friend's basement and this guy walked in with this baseball cap and like these sexy ass lips, and I was like, oh, I hope he get next to me. And him and two other tops beat me and another bottom for 3 solid hours. I'm talking about no warm up, no cool down, 3 solid ass hours. One of the best experiences of my life to date. I know I'm a little bit crazy, but it is what it is. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And the little one, the little guy, he's gonna kill me for saying that. The little guy had these MMA gloves and he beat my ass with them. I'm talking about full force. no holds barred, beat the shit out of me with these gloves. And my dumbass was standing there thinking, ooh, I have to find out what these are because I really, really like them. So after the scene was over, everybody, the interrogation was over, everybody was cooling down. He came over and helped. I have these fuzzy shorts where after a really hard scene, I love my fuzzy shorts, and I just need my fuzzy shorts. And he came over and I was kind of weak and tired, and he helped me put on these little ass fuzzy, and they are small. They're like a size smaller than I need, but they're my comfort, so I wanted them. So he helped me tug up these damn shorts on my beat up body, and I was like, ouch, so painful. In these low ass shorts, he helped me get into them, and he was so freaking sweet. Like, you couldn't tell he just beat my ass for 3 hours. He was so sweet and gentle and genuine, and I was like, I want to see him again. But I'm not the, okay, I am, I was about to lie to y'all, I'm pretty aggressive when I want something, but he didn't give me the chance to be aggressive because he was hitting me up as a follow-up for aftercare, asking me how I was feeling and, you know, if I needed anything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm good. My drop was kind of rough, but, you know, I'm okay. And he was like, well, if it's okay with you, I would love to play with you again. And I was like, sure, you know, name the time and place, because I was so into him. He was so cute to me, and how sweet he was after he beat my ass, like, that was really, that won me over. And let's see, we played, and we played again and again, and we became play partners. And one day he was like, I just want more of you. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, you know, I want to be more than play partners. And we started a relationship before we started our dynamic, actually. So we were inseparable basically for the next year. And one day he was in the shower, and when he came out the shower, I had typed up my petition and I clipped it to a heart cut out like corkboard, and it was my petition to him. And, you know, until him, I didn't think I was ready to serve again. I didn't think I would serve again. You know, I knew I wanted to play. I knew I wanted to be in a lifestyle. But one day it just dawned on me that I wanted to be his. You know, I wanted to be owned. I wanted to continue my journey and deepen my connection with him. And I just deemed him worthy. Like, his talk matched his walk, and I know a lot of people have different opinions, but he's been nothing but good to me since day one. And I appreciated that consistency, because that's what's really important to me, is consistency. And don't tell me who you are, show me. So I was hooked. I was sprung. But I knew what I was doing. I took my time, and it was crazy because when I petitioned him, I know the second time that I petitioned Lord Lex, it was deeper, but the way I had come full circle, and I knew that I was strong enough and pretty enough, and all the things that I didn't feel at first, I just felt them with him. I was enough. I was strong enough. I was pretty enough. I was nice enough. I was enough. I just felt like I was enough for him. And I had never truly felt that way in my life with any of my partners. And I don't know. I just, with Master, I just feel different than I've ever felt in my life. And that's not to discount anything that I've been a part of before, because I have had amazing friends and lovers and dominance, and I have been lucky that way in life. But with Master, it's just something different. And so he accepted my petition, and 1 year later I got my eternity collar. Pop my collar. I got my maternity collar almost a year to the day. It was like 5 days off or something like that. And when I got my collar, it was the beginning of COVID. So it was supposed to be a big ceremony, and it narrowed down to maybe 7 of our closest friends and family. Most of them were family. And it was funny because my mom was supposed to be there, but my brother girlfriend had a baby that same day. So I will never forget my anniversary. It's my nephew's birthday. It's a win-win. And it's so funny because like I wanted to go traveling, but Corona was still there and our situations changed. But anyway, it was an amazing day, and it was pie day that I got collared, and we had pie and awesome food and friends and family, drinks. The vibe was like I could not have asked for more. I got collared in front of I'll put a picture in, but it was in front of this really big fireplace, and it was windy, and it was just so perfect. Like looking back, I could not ask for more. I was devastated that I couldn't have all the people that I wanted to celebrate this momentous occasion for me and sir, but it was everything. Like it was great. And within that year that I was collared, actually a little bit before that, about 18 months ago, I realized that I didn't want to officer my submission. I wanted to give him my surrender. So before I got collared, I started my journey to slavehood, my slavehood journey rather, and it has been nothing but amazing. The people I've called on and asked questions, my training, literally everything has been amazing. I've been sad that we can't go to certain events, or certain events aren't happening because of COVID, and I miss my kink family so very much. Like I really miss y'all. Like if y'all looking at this, I miss the fuck out of your faces, like seriously. But I've had an awesome journey, and I look forward to the future every day. You know, I wake up, I say my mantra, or what just start call it, yeah, I say my mantras and that he's given me, and I start my day and I look forward to it. Even on the hard days, like every day can't be hard. I wake up and I think every day can't be hard. So you know, I enjoy the service that I give. I enjoy the leadership that I receive, the love, the boundaries, all of it, like all of it. I need it, I want it, it's a part of who I am. And I just hope that other people are enjoying their journey as much as I am enjoying mine. I know that people have been in the lifestyle much longer than I have, and I look forward to talking to them and just getting tips and everything. I look forward to all the things, and I can't wait to see my kink family again, and you know, my friends in kink, and the BDSM lifestyle, and what it is that we do that makes us who we are. And that's my story. So if you guys have any questions, comments, input, let me know, because I'm always here and willing to talk to anybody, newbies especially. You know, you got to be careful who you talk to, you got to be careful, period. But I am here. So if you guys are interested, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll have another drink or a new drink each week, and another story for you guys, or another topic. If you have a topic you want me to talk about, or a topic that you would like to discuss with me on the channel, at the bar, let me know, and let's collab. Let's do this. Let's make learning fun. And if you want more of me, you can listen to me on my weekly podcast at www.kinkykast.com. That's kinkykast.com. Until next time, guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Bye.